Okay, so let's start with unit 8 now, right? Unit 8, that is going to be redox reactions. ये जो redox reactions है, that is not a very large chapter. It is a very small chapter. और इसमें the main focus which we are going to do is on balancing chemical equations. But as far as redox reactions are concerned in our day-to-day life, they are very, very important because all the cells in batteries, they are going to have the base as redox reactions. जितने भी हमारे पास इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सेल्स होते हैं या जितने भी वोल्टेज सेल्स होते हैं उसमें सब में redox reactions are going to be spontaneous. जैसे for example if we are taking the car batteries or we are taking क्या कहते हैं any kind of batteries, fuel cells we are taking. So all of them, the redox reaction, they are going to be the base reaction. So there are several reactions which occur in our day-to-day life which are going to be redox. All these reactions, they are accompanied by energy changes in the form of heat, light, electricity or any other form of energy. So redox reactions are mostly spontaneous reactions in which there are going to be energy changes which are taking place, there are going to be electricity changes, there might be energy changes in the form of light. Okay? Now when we are talking of redox reactions, initially the concept which was taken about redox reaction was that the redox reactions, they were those reactions in which simultaneously both oxidation and reduction take place, right? So in which both oxidation and reduction take place. So basically when we are talking of equations, we have two types of equations, one which is molecular equations and the other one which are ionic equations. So whenever there are any reactions which are taking place, they may take place in the form of molecular collisions or they may take place due to interaction between oppositely charged ions. For example, if we are taking one reaction of FeCl3 and SnCl2 to give us FeCl2 plus SnCl4, right? Now in this, the above chemical reaction is an example of ionic reaction. It may also be written in the form of ionic form. If you are writing it in this form, this is molecular reaction. But this reaction can also be written in the ionic form. And how will we write in the form of ions? In which only ions, they will be taken into consideration. Okay? FeCl3 में we have 2 Fe3 positive ions, then we have 3 2s are 6 Cl negative ions plus Sn2 positive ions plus 2 Cl negative ions. Okay? Now over here you will see that in the product side the ions that is going to be 4 Cl negative. Okay? Now if you are looking at the valencies of chloride ions in this, so यहाँ पे क्लोराइड आयन की वैलेंसी 1 नेगेटिव है, यहाँ पे क्लोराइड आयन की वैलेंसी 1 नेगेटिव है, यहाँ पे भी क्लोराइड आयन की वैलेंसी 1 नेगेटिव है और यहाँ पे भी क्लोराइड आयन की वैलेंसी 1 नेगेटिव है. If there is no change in valency taking place, that means that particular ion is not undergoing either oxidation or reduction. ठीक है? अगर वैलेंसी सेम रहती है तो no oxidation or reduction that is going to take place. Okay? When we are talking of iron में यहाँ पे 3 positive आ गए और यहाँ पे 2 positive आ गए. So that means there is change in oxidation state over here. So iron or ferric ion may undergo oxidation or reduction. Similarly, when you are talking of stannous ion over here, Sn2 positive, यहाँ पे it is getting converted to stannic ion, Sn4 positive. There is going to be a change in valency, right? So there is a change in valency. It means that even tin that is undergoing either oxidation or reduction. So because both of these, they are not undergoing any changes, the above ionic reaction may also be written as 2Fe3 positive plus Sn2 positive to give us 2Fe2 positive plus SN4 positive. ठीक है, क्योंकि chloride has no significance in change in oxidation number, so therefore the ionic equation for this molecular equation will be written in this manner. We are going to consider only those in which the oxidation number or the valency of particular substance that is going to change. ठीक है, so let's go on to the rules for writing chemical changes. So if you're doing the rules for writing chemical changes, the first rule is, you can write down that all soluble ionic compounds involved in a chemical change are expressed in ionic symbols and covalent substances are written in molecular forms. ठीक है, so all the ionic will be written in the ionic form and the covalent will be written in the molecular form. Number 2, the ionic compound which is highly insoluble is expressed in molecular form. Number 3, the ions which are common and equal in number on both sides, like in this case we are looking at chloride ions which are common in both sides and an equal number, 6 plus 2 that is equal to 8 and 4 plus 4 that is also equal to 8. They are known as spectator ions and are going to be cancelled. So this and this, they are going to be cancelled. That is the reason why we are getting this ionic reaction over here. ठीक है? And lastly, number 4, besides the atoms, the ionic charges must also be balanced. Very important. Beside the atoms, the ionic charges should also be balanced. So if you're looking at the final reaction over here, on the left hand side we have 2 iron, 2 Fe. Over here also we have 2 Fe, we have 1 Sn, we have 1 Sn. So the atoms, they are balanced. But when we're looking at the charges, in this case we have 2 into 3 6, 6 plus 2 8 positive charges, और यहाँ पे भी it should be 8 positive charges. ठीक है, number of charges on both the sides, that should be same. Only then the reaction is balanced. Clear हो गया? So what are we doing over here? We are cancelling all the same ions, right? The same number of ions which are not undergoing any change in their valency, and finally we are balancing on both the sides the number of atoms of each of the ion present, and we are also balancing the charges, right? So then let's go on to oxidation and reduction. Oxidation and reduction. Initially when we were talking of long time back, जब oxidation and reduction का concept was new, so oxidation and reduction, that was explained on the basis of oxygen and hydrogen concept. So the first concept which explained oxidation and reduction, that was known as concept of oxygen and hydrogen. ठीक है? So according to this concept, oxidation was either gain of oxygen, ठीक है? Oxidation, that was either gain of oxygen, as in the following equations we have, like we have 2 Mg plus oxygen to give us 2 MgO. So over here magnesium is getting oxidized because oxygen is added to magnesium. In a similar manner we have sulfur plus oxygen to give us sulfur dioxide, right? And the second concept was loss of hydrogen. That was also oxidation. So loss or removal of hydrogen over here, like for example, we have H2S plus Cl2 to give us 2HCl plus S. So over here, H2S that is getting oxidized because there is removal of hydrogen which is taking place over here. ठीक है? या 4HI plus oxygen to give us 2I2 plus 2H2O. In this case also you can see that from here hydrogen is being removed, therefore HI that is getting oxidized. Is it clear? Then the third one, this oxidation was, number one we are saying either gain of oxygen, number two we are saying it may be loss of hydrogen, number three it may be addition of an electronegative element, that is also oxidation. Addition of an electronegative element. So, whenever we are going to add any electronegative element, for example, we are taking a reaction over here of iron with S. This is going to give us FeS. So, sulfur or sulfide ion that is negatively charged, or sulfur is electronegative element. So, we are adding it to iron. Iron over here is going to get oxidized. Okay? Secondly, you can take another example. We are taking SnCl2 and adding chlorine to it to give us SnCl4. So this is also going to be what? It is going to be oxidation. Okay. And lastly, removal of electropositive element. So removal of electropositive element पे हमारे पास क्या आया? We have 2Ki plus H2O2. So what are we going to do over here? We are going to remove an electropositive element from Ki. So we are getting over here, when we are removing electropositive element from here, we will get 2KOH plus I2. So over here Ki that is getting oxidized. Is it clear? So if either we are adding electronegative element or we are removing electropositive element, both they are going to be oxidation. Right? Okay, then next we come to is reduction. Removal of reduction means what? It means removal of oxygen. When we are removing oxygen from any of the oxide, then that is going to be oxidation. So CuO over here is getting oxidized. Is it clear? Then second is addition of hydrogen. Addition of hydrogen. So addition of hydrogen का मतलब क्या हुआ? जैसे for example we are taking Cl2 and we are adding to it H2 to give us 2HCl. This is going to be reduction, right? Then removal of electronegative element. So when we are removing any electronegative element, that is also going to be reduction. For example, we have two HgCl2. So over here we are going to remove one chlorine from here. So HgCl2 that is getting reduced. ठीक है, इसके पास 4 थे ना क्लोरीन, अब यहाँ पे सिर्फ 2 ही रह गए. Okay, so we removing chlorine from here. Another example which we can take over here is 2FeCl3 plus hydrogen. So we are removing chlorine from here. One electronegative element is being removed, so this is an example of reduction. Then we have fourth, addition of electropositive element. Addition of electropositive element. जैसे for example, we have HgCl2 and we are adding Hg to it to give Hg2Cl2. So we are adding to it one electropositive element. Therefore, HgCl2 that is going to undergo reduction. ठीक है? Then when we talking of substances over here. You need to remember that a substance which undergoes oxidation, a substance which is going to undergo oxidation, that is going to behave as a reducing agent. ठीक है? So any substance which is undergoing oxidation, that is going to behave as a reducing agent. And any substance which undergoes reduction is going to behave as oxidizing agent. ठीक है? Clear हो गया? So this also this thing will also come further in the chapter. What do you understand by oxidizing agents and what do you understand by reducing agents, and this is one another concept which is going to be important in +2. Right? So let's just take a few examples of reducing agents and oxidizing agents. When we talking of reducing agents, examples of reducing agents, they are magnesium, sulfur, copper, sodium sulfite, Na2SO3, then we have H2S, HI, hydrogen. All these they are going to behave as good reducing agents. ठीक है? Then we have carbon, we have hydrogen iodide we've already taken. Then let's take a few examples of oxidizing agents. Oxidizing agents where we have O2, we have Cl2, then we have F2, H2O2, we have MnO2, FeCl3, then we have CuCl2, Fe3O4. So these are a few examples of oxidizing agents. ठीक है? Then we go on to types of redox reactions. When we are doing types of redox reactions, there are two types of redox reactions. The first one, they are known as intermolecular redox reactions. The first one, they are known as intermolecular redox reactions. What are intermolecular redox reactions? In this, one molecule of the reactant that is going to be oxidized and the molecule of other reactant is going to be reduced. So there are two reactants over here. Molecule of one of the reactants will get oxidized and the molecule of the other reactant will get reduced. Inter means two. Okay. An example which you can take over here is we have nitrate ion plus H2S. ठीक है? And we are doing this in presence of water. in acidic medium. Okay, the reaction which we get over here is going to be NH4 positive plus HSO4 negative. Right? So in this case, you can see that from nitrogen trioxide, what is happening? In case of nitrogen trioxide, what is happening to nitrogen? It is losing oxygen. Therefore, nitrogen trioxide, that is going to get reduced. ठीक है? Or when we are talking of H2S over here, what is happening in that case? It is losing hydrogen. So it is going to get oxidized. ठीक है? So nitrogen is getting reduced and H2S that is getting oxidized. So this is known as intermolecular redox reactions. Is it clear? Second जो हमारे पास आता है, they are known as intramolecular redox reactions. Intramolecular redox reactions. Now, what are intramolecular redox reactions? In this, the same element of the same molecule will get oxidized and reduced both. These are also known as disproportionation reactions. ठीक है? So in this case, one atom of a molecule is oxidized and the other atom of the same molecule, not disproportionation, don't take them as disproportionation reactions, that we will do in detail later. Okay? So यहाँ पे intramolecular में क्या हो रहा है? One atom of a molecule is getting oxidized and the other atom of the same molecule is getting reduced. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे only one molecule that is going to be considered. An example which we can take over here is Mn2O7. ठीक है? This gives us 4MnO2 plus O2. So what's happening over here? That manganese is losing oxygen. Therefore, manganese is getting reduced. Right? And oxygen that is going to, oxygen is losing electropositive element. So oxygen is getting oxidized. Is it clear? So manganese is going to get reduced and oxygen over here is going to get oxidized. Right? So this was the initial concept of oxidation and reduction. Let's move on to the modern concept of oxidation and reduction. Oxidation and reduction. ठीक है? When we talking of modern concept, this is an electron concept. So over here, oxidation is going to be loss of electrons. Whenever any element that is losing electrons, that is going to get oxidized. जैसे for example, we have Na-1 electron to give us Na positive. So this is oxidation of sodium is going to take place. Or we are having Sn2 positive -2 electrons to give us Sn4 positive. So this is also going to be oxidation. ठीक है? Or in other words, increase in valency. That is going to be oxidation. If you're looking at the valency of sodium in the elemental state, all they have 0 valency. So from here it is going from 0 to 1 positive. There is an increase in valency. If there is increase in valency, then that is known as oxidation. Similarly, when you're looking at tin over here, tin has 2 positive oxidation state. और यहाँ पे tin has 4 positive oxidation state. ठीक है? So there is increase in valency. Again, Sn is going to undergo oxidation. Let's take another example over here. Thiosulfide ion we are taking. S2O3 2 negative. This gets converted to S4O6 2 negative electrons. ठीक है? So over here also there is going to be loss of electrons. अगर आप प्लस को इस साइड ले आओगे -2 electrons. ठीक है? So -2 electrons means what? Oxidation that is going to take place. Is it clear? So when we will do the oxidation numbers of this, then we will do this concept as I just told you, that increase in oxidation number, that is going to be oxidation, and decrease in oxidation number is going to be reduction. That we will do once we know how to calculate the oxidation numbers. Then in a similar manner, what is reduction? Reduction is going to be gain in electrons. ठीक है? जैसे for example we have Cl2 plus 2 electrons to give us 2Cl negative, right? Or we have sulfur plus 2 electrons to give us S2 negative. So over here you can see another thing. So valency of chlorine is 0 over here. From 0 it is going to -1. So decrease in valency, that is going to be reduction. Similarly, यहाँ पे sulfur is 0 and it is going to -2. So decrease in valency is going to be again reduction. Is it clear? And let's take another example. We have Cu2 positive plus 2 electrons to give us Cu. अब यहाँ पे देखो 2 positive valency है, copper की valency 0 हो जाएगी on the other side. So gain of electrons is also taking place and decrease in valency is also taking place. Therefore, this is going to be example of reduction. Right? Is it clear? So what is going to be all those who are getting oxidized over here, they're going to behave as reducing agents. All those which are getting oxidized over here, reduced over here, they're going to behave as oxidizing agents. So all these they are reducing agents and all of these they are going to behave as oxidizing agents. ठीक है? Now in redox process, valency is going to change definitely. So everywhere you can see that the valency that is changing. Valency in the elemental state will always be taken as 0. If there is no change in valency taking place, that means there is no reduction or oxidation taking place. For example, we can take the precipitation of barium chloride. So if you're looking at the oxidation number over here or the valency of barium over here, that is going to be +2. And in this case also, the valency is going to be +2. So there is no change in valency taking place. Therefore, it is not going to be a redox reaction. If there is no change in valency taking place, it is not a redox reaction. So इसमें से आपको questions इसी तरह का आता है, which of the following is not a redox reaction? So you need to see कि उसमें valency change हो रही है कि नहीं हो रही है. अगर valency change हो रही है किसी भी एक element की, तो then it is redox, right? और अगर valency नहीं change हो रही है, then it is not redox. So what are the conclusions which we can take? Oxidation is a process in which electrons are lost, है ना? Oxidation is a process in which electrons are lost. Reduction is a process in which electrons they are going to be gained. So, or in other words, in oxidation the valency increases. In reduction, the valency that is going to decrease. ठीक है? Oxidizing agent is a material. Oxidizing agent लिखने की जरूरत क्या है? Oxidizing agent is a material which has a tendency to gain electrons. Because जो खुद से reduce होगा वो oxidizing होगा. And reducing agent is a material which has a tendency to lose electrons. ठीक है? This also we've done. Now redox reactions, they are going to involve two half reactions. One is oxidation half reaction and the other one that is going to be reduction half reaction. So both those half reactions have to be balanced separately and then we come to one reaction, दोनों को add करके, which is known as the overall reaction that we will do when we go on to balancing of any chemical equation. So let's now understand how to calculate the oxidation number or oxidation state, which is the most important concept of this chapter. Oxidation number or oxidation state. Right? So what is basically oxidation number? लिख लो. It is defined as charges. It is defined as charges which may be real or imaginary. Which an atom appears to have when it is in combination. When it is in combination. ठीक है? जैसे for example, again we have NaCl. So oxidation number is the valency only in combination, not individually. So over here we know that the valency of Na positive, Na is 1 positive and Cl is 1 negative. Right? So these are said to be oxidation numbers or oxidation state of sodium and chlorine. Okay. Now when we are talking of electrovalent, so in like we are doing over here an example of ionic compound only, the ionic compound will have the same charge as the ion of a group has. Like alkali metals will have all positive 1 valency. Alkaline earth metals will have all 2 positive valency. Similarly, halides will have all minus 1 valency. ठीक है? But when we are talking of covalent compounds, they are derived by assigning valencies to each of the other metals or non-metals. जैसे for example हमने H2SO4 लिया, ठीक है? इसमें हमको सल्फर का ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर कैलकुलेट करना है, तो हमने इसको असाइन करी है पॉजिटिव वैलेंसी और ऑक्सीजन को असाइन करी है नेगेटिव. तो जब हम इसका ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर जिसका कैलकुलेट करते हैं उसको हम x ले लेते हैं. सो 2 into positive 1 plus x plus 4 into 2 negative. So यहाँ पे माइनस आ जाएगा, है ना? So this is going to be 8 minus 2. So x that becomes equal to 6. Is it clear? Let's go on to rules for assigning oxidation state or oxidation number. Number 1, the oxidation number of any element in the free state, that is always equal to 0. Free state में it is always equal to 0. For example, if we are taking hydrogen or we are taking acid or we are taking phosphorus or we are taking oxygen or we are taking sodium, in all these cases the oxidation number will be taken as not sodium. Oxidation number will be taken as 0. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद हमारे पास क्या आ जाता है? Fluorine will always have an oxidation number of -1. That is because it is the most electronegative element of the periodic table. Now oxygen is assigned different oxidation numbers depending upon how oxygen is existing. ठीक है? So oxidation number of oxygen that is taken as -2 in all compounds. But when we are talking of peroxides, in case of peroxides, oxidation number peroxide ion that is equal to what? O2 negative. Right? In this case, the oxidation number that will be taken as -1. ठीक है? In case of superoxides, now what are superoxides? Superoxides will have O2 negative. So in this case, the oxidation number is taken as -half. It is fractional. Okay? And if we are taking OF2, in this case the oxidation number of fluorine will be taken as +2. That is because fluorine is more electronegative with respect to oxygen. ठीक है? Then we come to the next rule, rule number 4. The oxidation number of hydrogen that is going to be equal to +1 always. But if we are taking metal hydrides like we have NaH, right? In this case, the oxidation number of hydrogen is taken as -1 because it is more electronegative with respect to metals. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद जब हम लोग कोई भी एक कॉम्प्लेक्स आयन में ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर कैलकुलेट करते हैं, तो then the charge is equal to the algebraic sum of all the charges, which means that if we are having PO4 3 negative and we want to calculate the oxidation number of phosphorus, right? So in this case, ये आ गया x, 4 2s are 8 minus 8, that is equal to -3. Because the charge of the complex ion, that is 3 negative. So you calculate x in this manner. In a similar manner, if we have SO4 2 negative and you need to calculate the oxidation number of sulfur. So x minus 8, that is going to be equal to -2. Whereas for all the neutral atoms, it is going to be equal to 0. The sum is going to be equal to 0. जैसे for example, if we have H2SO4, then the sum of all the charges that will become equal to 0. So how do you calculate 2 plus x minus 8? That is going to be equal to 0. Therefore, x becomes equal to 6. Is it clear? So neutral के लिए हमारे पास ये होता है और उसके लिए होता है. Now there's sometimes what happens is that when we are looking at the molecule, the oxidation number which we calculate from the molecule, that is not in accordance with the structure. So we have certain special cases in which oxidation number is calculated in a different manner. So let's take a few examples today. There are few which we will do tomorrow. We have special examples which is important from competition point of view. For example, when we are taking the first one as Na2S4O6, in this you need to calculate the oxidation number of sulfur. If you're looking at the molecule and calculating according to the valencies, so it should come as what? 2 plus 4x minus 12, that is equal to 0. ठीक है? So ये आ गया 4x is equal to 10 और x becomes equal to 10 by 4. So it is going to come fractional. In such cases, it is quite possible that there are certain oxygens which are linked as peroxide linkages. So we need to look at the structure over here. When we are looking at the structure of this is going to be this is the structure. Now when you're looking at this oxygen, this sulfur, and we're looking at this sulfur, both of these sulfur, the oxidation number that is going to be +5. Okay, why? Because it is donating electrons over here. But when we're looking at the sulfurs which are in the center, they are going to have 0 oxidation number. So we are generally going to take just an average of oxidation number over here. So we have +5 oxidation because of the donor atoms which are present. So you have 2 different oxidation numbers for sulfur in this case. One is going to be +5 for these two and 0 for these two. ठीक है? Is it clear? तो ये एक स्पेशल केस है जिसमें आपको ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर्स याद रखने हैं. Then we have another example, oxidation number of sulfur in dimethyl sulfoxide. Dimethyl sulfoxide is this. Dimethyl sulfoxide. ठीक है? Now in this case, oxygen will have a valency or oxidation number of -2 and CH3 will be taken as +1. ठीक है? So what is going to be this now? इसका अगर आपको कैलकुलेट करना है, sulfur will get 0 oxidation number in this case. Because there are 2 +1 and -2 will get cancelled and therefore the oxidation state is going to be 0. ठीक है? Third is oxidation number of sulfur in per disulfuric acid. H2SO8 per disulfuric acid. Again, in this there are peroxide linkages. So in order to calculate, we must know the structures. Oxygen, and we have oxygen, then sulfur, oxygen, O and H. ठीक है? अब यहाँ पे हमारे पास there are 2 peroxide linkages which are present. One is this and the other one that is going to be this. So both of this will have -1 oxidation state, right? बाकी जो 4 है, 6 है, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 और 6, they are going to have -2 oxidation state. So let's calculate that for sulfur. There are 2 hydrogens, +2 plus 2x minus 12 and -2, that is equal to 0. -2 because of these 2 oxygens which are present. ठीक है? 14 minus 2 that is equal to 7. 14 minus 2 that is equal to 12, and 12 divided by 2 that is going to be 6. So the oxidation state of sulfur is going to be 6 over here. ठीक है? Is it clear? Then we have another very important one, that is the Carros acid, H2SO5. H2SO5. In case of H2SO5, again let's look at the structure. So again these are 2 peroxide linkages which we are going to have. So -1 and -1. ठीक है? So क्या आ जाएगा? +2 plus x minus 1, 2, 3, 6 minus 2 that is equal to 0. So again the value of x over here that is going to come as +6.